But we've got a PVT. We've got Wrench from Team Dragon, and we've got Rem, Terran.
Finally a Terran.
Yep, and a PVT is going to be a fun match. Nyoken, you are probably one of the best Terran versus Protoss players I guess I've seen watch in the foreign scene, for sure.
Well, thank you. So we'll have to see what builds this Terran's going to pull out. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Terran, Mr. Swag Money. Bring it home for me.
Yeah, Wrench is a friend of mine. Kind of came over from a clan I was in a long time ago, SE2 clan, and when I started getting back into Brood War, he came over and he's been playing just really hardcore for a couple months now. Started him with Season 3 and has been doing an amazing job.
You said came from StarCraft 2?
Yeah, he was he played Brood War before, but the last few years did play StarCraft 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. We need more people coming to Brood War.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, especially new players like Tai 2. Maybe he was in the community a long time, but I think I'm going to say new in the sense that he's like a younger player. He's not 30 or 35 like I am.
Yeah.
But he's actually like, in his teens or he's 20. We need more players coming to Brood War that are younger.
I'm 17, man, so...
What?
I'm 17, and I feel like young, but then it's like I was thinking, I just got like a ton of time to get good at this game, so it's awesome.
Wow. So, oh my. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. For some reason, when I think of Brood War players, I just instantly pin you as being 30 or so.
I know, that happens a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, back to this game. Let's see. We've got just a normal standard gate assimilator for Wrench. It's not going to be, a rallied zealot into expansion or anything. And Swag Money just going for a standard 12 gas build. We'll have to see what he wants to follow up with. I think at lower levels, I see 2 factory a lot. But I'm hoping Swag Money is not a 2 factory player. I like when I see players go for the macro game.
Yeah, and be interested to see if we see Wrench go for a 10-15. Of course, this being a map on Sylphid with the no ramp into the natural, 10-15 can be quite strong. So will we see that second gate from Wrench?
Yeah, I had not thought about that, but that's right. When you're on maps that are even ground, like this map, or Longinus, 10-15 is actually a killer build, and that's exactly what's happening here. And luckily for Swag Money, he didn't go gasless expand here, because if he did, it's probably just an insta-lost. If you're repairing that bunker, you're facing maybe 7 goons or so when you do gasless expand. So already Swag Money is doing a great build for, this game. I'm watching that gas. I see us still mining with 3 SCVs. That makes me think I'm going to see a 2-fact build.
Probe Wrench is going to get gunned down here. Be nice if we could get that out. Looks like he will. The angle's there, I think. Looks like Marine's too fast. We'll knock it out. But for the 10-15, Wrench has a ton of options here. He can go for the just really fast 3 goons, fast speed, and put some pressure on, and then just go into like a fast expand. Or he could go for tech. He could go for DTs. That's strong play. Or he could just go straight up power through like 5, possibly even 7 goons. That's strong. Looks like he's got the, second and third goon on the way. But after this point, there's a lot of options that Wrench has.
Yeah, that's true. When you get 10-15 gated as a Terran, you're like, okay, I just literally have to not die to these goons, and I win the game. But then, all of a sudden, DTs come in, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot to build the eBay. Or, they expand, and then you're kind of like trying to catch up. Because when you face 10-15, you feel like you're behind, but you're actually not that far behind because of how many probes they've cut. So we'll have to see what Wrench is going to follow up with. We already have 3 Dragoons coming out, 2 more. I think he's just going really hard here on the goon count, trying to bust this.
Yeah, Wrench, his opening was suboptimal. There should have been, with those 2 goons walking down, there should have been 3, the second and third build at the same time. So So just a mild thing there, but looks like range is gonna pop right now, so he needs to start hitting away at this bunker ASAP. Wrench.
Yeah,
Let's go.
and Swag Money's actually in trouble because we have no SCVs here to repair. Okay, now just barely the second SCV is coming, but you need 3 SCVs to repair this bunker. This bunker might die. Oh, Swag Money, please!
There's only 2 Marines in there.
No!
Okay, Wrench pulling that injured goon back, but still only shield damage on these goons.
Oh no!
Oh, this is beautiful. Sniping that tank
No,
before
it's not
Siege.
beautiful.
And the goons microing back. Wrench executing this nicely. Repair's not there, and that's the thing with 10-15. If you're not on your repair, you can just lose like this.
Yeah, this is why 10-15 is dangerous. You saw what Terran had. Terran had 1 tank and 2 Marines, and then we had 2 more goons coming in. So we had 5 goons versus 1 tank and 2 Marines. Like, you gotta be so careful. If you lose your tank, it just snowballs so hard, and he lost his tank, and now it's like just game over. Now we have goons in the base.
Yep. Okay, actually, nice trap with those SCVs there, but yep, guns him down, and well played, Wrench. Nice to see Wrench pull one out there. Swag Money, he's in the chat watching this. Oof.
Yeah,
That's right.
Swag Money.
That text is black against the dark blue on the black background. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate for Swag Money. If he had 1 more SCV, his bunker wouldn't have died. You know, his tank wouldn't have ran forward and got almost picked off by the Dragoons instantly. And then he would have been in a great spot. You to have an expansion down versus 10-15 is amazing. They almost have to kill you with the goons just because of how many probes they cut to get that. Right. Or they have to double expand to catch up. But if you have an SCV out on the map and you see that they double expand, well, you can just punish them with 4-fact, 5-fact drops because they're going to have the robotics so slow. Or you can just go my style where you just build Marine Medic and just crush them.
Oh yeah, Deep Six. So our next map is going to be Autobahn, which personally, as a Protoss player, I love because there's all sorts of shenanigans you can do. Get the proxy gates are strong. 10-15 is strong as well. Reaver's strong. It's just a good, early aggressive map for Protoss.
Yeah, and you can proxy anywhere. You can proxy in their natural, like above the minerals. You can proxy at the 3rd base. You can proxy at the 4th base. You can put it anywhere. Like it's a great map. And based on how Wrench played last game, where he's 10-15ing on even terrain maps. Oh,
I'll just clear my throat. My bad.
That's okay. I feel like Wrench. I just have a feeling Wrench might try in 10-15 again because this is another even terrain map, and 10-15 is great on maps like this.
Yeah, and personally, like even into the late game, I like Autobahn. I've had some disagreements with Nablime on this, but like it's so easy to backstab as Protoss. You know, if you get observers out, like once Terran moves across the map, it's a pretty big commitment. And Protoss can just run around and get into the main, because it's not like on Fighting Spirit where you backstab, but then you still have to get up the ramp with all those mines. You can just go right into the main with no trouble, and it's just great for backstabs.
Yeah, the main is quite vulnerable to recalls. There's a lot of area to cover with the turrets. But one thing about 2-player maps, like Autobahn, where every base has a gas, is Terran on 3 or 4 gas. Like, if we just look at the map, if Terran takes the Nat, takes the high ground 3rd base, and then takes bottom middle, that's 4 bases, or even top right, doesn't matter. That's 4 bases that Terran gets on quite easily. And to be honest, Terran, on maps like this, they don't even have to attack. If they split map versus Protoss, Protoss will trade ineffectively versus Terran, and then Terran just wins because, you know, even base versus even base, where you're trading and effectively the Protoss will run out of money. But I agree with you that recalls are great on here. Carriers are also good on here because you can go into the main snipe buildings and then go back to the middle of the map very easily.
We have a huge error from Wrench. He has not moved his probes onto his gas. Just moving them now. It's such a long time.
Yeah, I see that he's building a Zealot, so that might have been the reason that he put gas late. I wonder if he'll build a second one. I'm watching this probe in the main at Swag Money's base. I think that he was trying to get off a big pylon block. There's actually so many SCVs clumped there. And actually, I just now realized that Swag Money is going for a gasless expand. Oh, he's gotta be careful. He's lifting this Rax, and I don't know if he saw the Zealot come out.
Ooh, yeah. This is, I mean, definitely is a possibility to get that SCV that is building this CC. Wants to keep that probe alive. That makes the Zealot even more effective. Get those little pot shots off on the SCV. So the Zealot coming in here. Will Rem's micro be good enough? Looks like not. That's gonna be the answer.
Yeah. So this Zealot is gonna wreak havoc, and now,
Yeah.
like, this game might potentially end within a minute or so. We have the Coon coming out in about 15 seconds, and we have nothing. We have one Marine. We don't have any SimCity. We don't have a bunker. We just finished our gas. Like, oh man, Swag Money's in deep trouble. Look at this SCV micro and the Marine micro.
Oh, that's actually really nice if Wrench planned that out. Getting the SCV that was blocking. Gonna get another SCV and gets the Marine. Nicely done.
Yeah, and now this Zealot is still alive. It has 1 health. He's just trying to get out. Get out, Zealot.
Look at Swag Money banking that minerals.
Wow, Wrench is not sending his Goon. That's like, I'm shocked, because Goon versus Marine, like, Marine has no chance. But now the bunker is up. I mean, it's in a weird spot. Like, it's way high.
Yeah, that's not going to block any Goon from just sneaking right into the main.
Yeah, so Swag Money's got to be careful, because just now our factory has started. Wrench's follow-up is actually great. He knows he did quite a bit of damage with the Zealot. His Dragoons are going to deal a lot of damage. It's going to pull off a lot of SCVs from the mineral line. It's forcing out even more Marines into the bunker. He can just expand so easily. I'd actually like to see him double expand because of all the implied damage that has been done. Uh-oh, Goon's running by.
What is he doing? Okay. Thought maybe he was just going to come in and get parked behind that mineral line.
Yeah, if that Zealot also got there, it had regen quite a bit of shields. Could have potentially shut down the mineral line for quite a long time. But Swag Money's doing exactly what you need to do. He's got his factory going. He's also got the academy going. That will allow him to get a comsat up pretty quickly. And usually you want to scan around 6 minutes to 6:30. That's when the robotics tech will be kicking in. It's when the support bay potentially is up. And if you see the support bay, you know, you can instantly put down an eBay, instantly start building Goliaths out of your factories. So I really like Swag Money's follow-up so far. And I also like Wrench's follow-up.
Yeah, Wrench's into the 20 next was pretty good, but I don't like how he's just keeping his Goons at home. You know, the tank's not going to be out for a while. He has range done. If you're going to be parking out on the bunker, just getting passive, you know, mining damage on Swag Money, and SCV's pulled off not mining. So I think that's a missed opportunity for Wrench.
Yeah, applying pressure to the bunker is actually, like, very critical, especially if you didn't 12 Nexus. Because Terran's econ is just going to explode, especially if they don't have to spend money repairing. Not only spend money repairing, but those are all the SCVs pulled off that are not mining. Like, Terran actually just goes bananas. Anytime I actually face a 12 Nexus, I'm actually not that concerned, because I know my econ is equally crazy. And Terran that can max out in 11 minutes compared to 13 minutes with 2-1, that's insane. So, kind of, like you said, a big missed opportunity from Wrench, but we actually have Zealots coming out from these gateways. That makes me think we're going to see a Bulldog coming out from him, and I think that's a pretty good follow-up.
Yeah, he went for the 3 gate into 28 next, which is like the ultra safe from 28 next. Normally you can go 1 gate or 2 gates is actually safe, and then 1 gate's the greedy version. So will we get that shuttle out? It's going obs first, though. Is he going to build another obs? Okay, there's a shuttle, so I think you're right. It's going to be Bulldog.
Yeah, and we're just gonna have to see. I'm trying to check the scanners for swag money. I think he scanned a moment ago, but he didn't see anything. He probably does not suspect that it's going to be a bulldog. Okay, there's the scan, but he's not gonna see the shuttle come out. And this is only 3 gates and Robo Observer. Okay, he saw the Zealot, so that might make him think, okay, I'm getting dropped or I'm getting rushed or something like that. Because if you just scan what I'm seeing right here without the Zealot, this looks like a double expand.
Yeah, and typically with Bulldog, though, there's only like a 4th and a 5th gate, right? Or at least a 4th.
Yeah, you if you're going to do 2 base like this, for sure you're going to have more gateways. I mean, you can see it in the minerals for Wrench, where we are floating a little bit. He could take a 3rd base right now if he wanted. And I'm looking at Swag Money's setup. It's actually very nice, especially this tank behind the wall. But we're putting down a lot of factories. We actually don't have anything in production right now. This Bulldog could work, but the bunker is so strong, actually, especially if you pull SCVs in time to repair. Like, it's insanely strong.
Problem is, I think that shuttle can just go right onto that tank behind the wall, and actually, he should have waited for those goons to go in before he gets the tank.
Yeah, but look at this bunker. That's what I'm talking about. The bunker has survived. And sure, we might lose these tanks, but at least... Okay, well, actually, that's a lot of goons coming in. Oh, we have vultures coming out. That's not what we need.
Yeah, Zealots around, but Wrench is not doing a great job of targeting SCVs. A lot of those goons are low. He has to be careful here. There's a tank coming out. Looks like his Wrench is going to try to dive. This is so awkward for Wrench.
Wow, this SimCity looks so weird to me, but it's actually messing up the Dragoon AI so bad that even a Dragoon got lost there. So this was a nice hold from Swag Money, and he's probably feeling like he's quite behind, but he's actually not that far behind. Wrench is floating a lot of money. We don't have a 3rd base. So Swag Money is actually in a decent spot, and he has scanners, and he even scouted top middle. He might think he's okay, and he's actually correct.
The thing is, I think in that fight, if Wrench just went with the shuttle into this, dropped the Zealots on the tank behind the wall, and then moved on to the one up there, then moved in with the goons on the bunker, he could have orchestrated the attack a lot better, and didn't take so many tank shots on the goons that were hitting the bunker. So, I mean, that Bulldog is tough. Like, that's a really tough angle, that curved angle. Ooh, he's just gonna try to elevator goons.
Yeah, that would have been suicide. 2 turrets already set up. But I agree with you that, yeah, just a few too many shots onto the goons at first. Now look at the supply. Surprisingly, Swag Money's up in supply. Of course, Wrench is floating a lot of money. That will go into reduction any moment now. We have a Stargate going down for Rich Money. Wrench 420. He is transitioning into the Arbiter play.
Okay, it's gonna be like a late 3rd base Arbiter. But he really needs to get gates. He's on 3 gates, and that's way too few gates.
Yeah, ideally you're probably on at least 6 now. Probably more, like 10.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like Wrench has his 3rd base running yet, so all that econ is not kicked in. But yeah, he does need more gates. If he wants to keep up with Swag Money, he needs to put them down pretty quickly, because Swag Money's already on 4 factories. He actually has quite a few tanks queued up. He could even put down 5 or 6. And I don't think Swag Money's going to attack here. I think he is just pushing out to take a 3rd base.
Well, Wrench is actually going carriers, so you can have 2 Stargates production, but still need some more gates. I mean, you can't go carriers on just 3 gates. There we go.
Okay. The mind games, they're real. He saw Swag Money scan. Swag Money saw the Templar Archive just go down. So he's going to be expecting Arbiters, and that's not what's coming. It's going to be Carrier Gateway, and Carriers are very strong. Fortunately for Swag Money, he is rushing upgrades. He already got +1 weapon, but we've missed the Science Facility, so we can't rush +2. +2 is absolutely critical versus Carriers. But I heard another scan go off. I don't know if he saw the Carriers, but he needs to find them.
I think that scan went to the 3rd, I believe. Saw on the vision, looked like it, scanning circle, but yeah, it's Wrench, his new gateways are coming up now, and he's starting to spend his money, but this is two Stargate carrier. The real question is, you know, I don't play carry too much, but will Wrench just, once he gets 2 carriers run across the map, ooh, Vulture's running in here, they're going to get a scout off and potentially a ton of drones.
Yeah, right into the probe line. This is getting a lot of kills, and now he sees the cybernetics core spinning. That could be a tell that it's not Arbiter, but he has not seen the fleet beacon yet, I don't think.
It's true. Now he will. Okay.
Yeah, now he sees it. So now he knows the gig is up. And Swag Money, his build is pretty good, but he really needs to get a 3rd base. We're floating a lot of money. We can take it. We don't have a lot of factories to do a timing. So we're kind of in this in-between phase where we're not expanding, but we're also... Oh, actually, he does have a 3rd command center. That's good.
And Wrench's production is falling behind here. He doesn't have the probes. Like, he doesn't have the probes he needs to right now. He did lose a ton, but his main and natural gate nexus are just now starting a production. They were idle for a really long time, so Wrench, he's pretty close in supply where he needs to be ahead in this phase of the game.
Yeah, and Swag Money, I guess, is feeling pretty strong right now because he's moving across the map. Supplies are pretty close, but he does have to be careful because there is a lot of gate production from the Protoss player, and now there's carriers out, and if they even bug out any of the, you know, AI from the Goliaths, that's Goliaths not shooting Zealots, and once Zealots get on top of your tanks, it's just lights out for you. Actually, we only have 1 Goliath here, so this is not going to work.
Wrench waiting for his interceptors to build up, but now Swag Money, he knows that the carriers are out, and he's going to start Goliath production in earnest. And now it looks like the fight is coming from Wrench. This is a horrible angle here for Wrench. It's just bad. Packing into a concave, the bottom of a ramp. Trying to pick off a few Goliaths, though, so that the carriers can get right up into the tanks. But there's still a couple alive, and one of those carriers is so low.
Yeah, almost one of the carriers is 1 hit away from dying. Oh, but that Zealot bomb onto the tank. Oh, there goes the carrier. And 1 carrier is not enough to fight a tank Goliath army. He's really got to get up to 5 or 6. That's when it gets scary. But I don't know. The gateway count for Protoss is so high.
In that fight, I think Wrench just needed to wait his time. Like, he forced the issue of Swag Money. Swag Money wasn't really... He was just kind of taking the low ground here and waited for the 3rd and 4th carrier to engage. It was a mistake attacking with 2 carriers, just barely had all their interceptors. So that's definitely a mistake for Wrench.
Yeah, definitely should have waited a little bit. Also, like, where Swag Money is set up right now, he's attacking uphill. That means there's the miss factor. So kind of a small blunder from Wrench right there, but I don't know if that matters. Oh, well, if he keeps losing carriers like this, it's going to matter.
It looks like... Okay, there's 3 carriers out here, but Wrench, his carrier micro has not been great, so like a few of his carriers are pretty low. But actually, there's not too many Goliaths here. A lot of them are back at the net or are dead, so...
Oh my gosh, another carrier is at 30 health right now, just absolutely so low. But we don't have that much production from Swag Money. He's not sending out a lot of units at once. But if he can just keep getting his Goliath count slowly higher and higher, he'll break through for sure. He's even sieging this base. And Wrench is forced to pull, so now we have 2 base Protoss versus soon to be 3 base Terran. Terran's had this 3rd base for a long time, but we're not mining it yet.
Yeah, Swag Money's definitely has been having a macro slip here. Some of the gateways are idle and they're queued. A ton of units means he needs more factories, and the 3rd has no mining at it, even though the main has a ton of idle SCVs.
Yeah, but now Swag has just an absolutely killer setup. So many turrets, so many Goliaths set up, really impenetrable. But Wrench, he's counterattacking, and it's gone unscouted. And now all of a sudden, we're going to have 2 base versus 2 base, because this 3rd base is dead. This could be a potential base trade, actually.
Yeah, I love this position from Wrench, who he's going to... When you're behind, you can't play the Terran army, just attack somewhere else and make something happen. That's what he's doing. Denying the 3rd And the production from Swag hasn't been great, so there's not a ton here. He just has to micro his carriers. He cannot lose any of them. And one is so low especially, man. 30 HP. The third is down for Wrench.
Yeah, we're down to 2 base for Wrench. Somehow Swag Money is mining his 3rd base. Another carrier goes down, so we have 2 left. These Goliaths are holding strong, and I think Swag Money's gonna hold. There's just not enough carriers here. There's absolutely no ground support anymore.
Yeah, great try for Wrench. If this was maybe 6 carriers instead of 4, would have worked. Oh, loses one there.
Yeah, Wrench kind of just falling apart here. So he's doing decent damage with these goons at the front, but Swag Money's just making more tanks, making more Goliaths, and 2 goons is not going to cut it. Now he's got his 3rd base, and now also Swag Money's hitting the natural. And look at what's left for Wrench. We have Zealots, we have carriers, but the carriers don't have interceptors yet.
Yeah, it's a huge problem for Wrench. I think Swag Money has done it. These factories are all idle in his main base. It's brutal for him, but it doesn't matter because he has the Goliath count to fight the carriers.
Yeah, and now carriers are coming in, but again, there's not a lot of interceptors here. Luckily for him, the carriers are over the ledge, bugging out the AI. Now Zealots are getting on top of the Goliaths and tanks, flashing each other. I think Wrench will wipe this army out pretty easily.
Yes.
Or not. Somehow 3 Goliaths are left over and almost kill a carrier right there. Now these SCVs are still here, setting up another huge turret contain. And now Wrench, like, he's on a timer. Look at the net. We're almost mined out. The main is almost mined out, and Swag Money's on 3 bases.
Yeah, Wrench can try to micro here for a little bit on this ledge, but he cannot lose this natural. He's not mining much at all, like you said. So, pretty decent micro from Wrench there. I'm getting a lot of Goliaths, but the problem is he has no ground army. You can't fight a full Terran army with carriers if you only have 4. You need that ground army of goons as well.
Yeah, there's just not enough support for the carriers right now. And then on top of it, there's turrets combined with the Goliaths. I mean, right now he might bust through simply because the Goliath count is too low. But he's got a bank, but he's not mining anymore within the next 30 seconds. Like this is it for him. Actually doing a lot of work with these carriers. That one carrier at the bottom has 12 kills, like absolutely crazy amounts of damage being done. And look at the supplies. They've actually plummeted for Swag Money. And he doesn't have a lot of gas. And the reason he doesn't have a lot of gas is we're not mining the gas at our net. Oh, we even have 2 SCVs in the main. It's absolutely brutal.
And Swag Money's, his gateway production, it's just not been there. Every time I go to his main, that a lot of factories are idle. He's still banking so much gas as well. I mean, Wrench is not able to deal with vultures at this point in the game. He's just not, because carriers are so immobile. Once he moves across the map, he just can't do anything about them. If he produced a couple rounds of vultures, and Wrench would just lose all of his probes right now.
Yeah, and Wrench isn't mining. But Swag Money, I have a feeling, is not going to be mining either. Like, these carriers, the Goliaths are all the way across the map. These carriers can just snipe this command center. And now both players are not going to be mining.
Yeah, a lot of Zealots there too, so they're going to... Okay, not great position for the Zealots to fight. But they can take out a decent amount of Goliaths to make the carrier fight better.
Yeah, I would actually like to see Wrench build like a DT or something, because while these carrier attacks are going on, there's no way he's paying attention to, you know, stuff going on the other side of the map, especially if they're DTs. These carriers, are these carriers going to win the game for him? Like, they have so many kills. They have 40 kills. That's crazy. Now he's going to snipe another command center?
Ooh, and it finished too, so no cancel there for Swag. And Swag's money is getting a little bit thin. I mean, he's long distance mining here, or will be soon at that like 6 o'clock position. But here's the Goliaths are coming in a line, and although Wrench just backs up, okay, that's smart. He got the third CC down to the red though, so it will burn down if he doesn't get some SCVs up there.
Yeah, Swag Money has so much resources, but he has no gas. And these Goliaths, they're just not in a high enough number. Somehow he gets a carrier kill. Is he gonna get another one? He might.
Oh, he absolutely cannot lose a carrier. He just needs to not engage until he has. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, these carriers are so close to dying, but Swag Money, he just doesn't have any gas. Actually, there's a lot of Goliaths at the natural. I'm just seeing them now. But they can't get out. This one mineral is blocking him.
And look at Wrench too. He's got so many idle probes. He needs to get an expansion up. There's a mine blocking the one he attempted to put down, and he's going to have to long distance mine to get enough money for a forward nexus.
Yeah, now Swag Money actually has the command center built at bottom middle. It's just floating it into position now. And Wrench has a huge supply lead. Let's not deny that. But you've got to remember, this is almost a pure carry. Oh, actually, there's a lot of zealots here. Never mind.
These probes risking their lives to mine under tank fire. It's so ironic. Not ironic.
Look at the banks. They're completely gone for Wrench. Like, completely gone. And now Swag Money is basically broke too. 800 minerals. Not very much. And his army is just Goliaths. That's not going to fare well versus a Zealot carrier combo.
But the thing is, though, Wrench really needs to save those Zealots for one big final push. Getting some Goliaths are nice, but he's got to have something to defend at home.
I think that this is going to work out for him. He lost a lot of Zealots there, but we have 6 carriers or 5 carriers. 2 of them are stuck at the top. I think Wrench has forgot about him, but he's got 3 moving across the map, and we only have 5 Goliaths.
Wrench separating some of those attacking Goliaths, but attacking in the open field here, not the best. He's gonna lose a carrier. He moved the wrong one back. Wrench. Oh no, there's some focus firing going down on one. He's gonna lose another one to only 2 Goliaths. Could be a game-ending mistake there. You gotta keep those alive. And now Swag Money is mining, and Wrench is just not. So here's the thing: there's nothing at this the mining base for Swag. There's nothing there. And the 2 carriers, he did realize them, so he knows about them now. And now these Zealots are gonna get onto these turrets. This is just so funny that this is happening. Wrench could possibly... Okay, this Vulture Micro, is it going to be good? What? Okay.
I don't think he knew how close it was. He couldn't break bottom middle, but 3 carriers could have gone into the main, done potentially a lot of damage. And I don't know if Wrench was out of it.
I just don't think so either. I mean, he has a ton of probes, so once he gets some base down, the center one, then he can mine semi-efficiently. And Swag, he's just now, he barely defended that third base. So wow, bummer for Wrench, because I think a couple big mistakes at the end there. Like, he probably lost 3 carriers at the end that he didn't need to.
Yeah, a lot of carriers went down to minimal Goliath count, but Swag Money did a good job. He actually drew the attention from Wrench at the end. Like, there was a Zealot attack going on the left side of the map while those carriers were getting killed. So that was a slick move from him to pull that off.
It's a nuts game. So next map is going to be Fighting Spirit. It's what Wrench chose. So Wrench is going for the standard map. Not going to want to do anything weird. 10-15 or anything like that. Just gonna try his luck at a standard game.
Yeah, and Fighting Spirit is a very good map for Protoss. You just sit on the third base of Terran, as Artosis says, and they never get it. And then Protoss wins, and then they follow up with a recall whenever they want. And it's very difficult, while taking the whole map, I might add.
You're not a Terran player, are you, Nyoken?
No, I am. I am a Terran player. I actually think Fighting Spirit is an okay map. I don't really have issues with it. I don't think it's as bad as Artosis makes it out to be, but I agree it is a tough map. You do have to macro well. If you don't macro well, you just flat out never get your third base. That's how it is. So you really do have to be on top of your macro.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, with Fighting Spirit versus Circuit Breakers, I guess, like, maybe the third on Circuit Breakers is a little bit more attackable than on Fighting Spirit, because they can just get the goons on the plateau there. But on Circuit Breakers, you can get that third and fourth base up easier as Terran. Is that kind of the way it goes?
Yeah, Circuit Breakers, for sure, you can get it easier. Like, you know, Protoss can sit on the platform, but they can't deny the third base, really. The one thing that's different, really, I guess, about Circuit Breakers versus Fighting Spirit is when you're playing Fighting Spirit, you know Terran's just going to 3-base you. Where on Circuit Breakers, they almost have to go for a fourth base because third base doesn't have a gas.
Right.
So it kind of makes Terran a little, in my opinion, scarier on Circuit Breakers because their econ is just going haywire. They're going to have so many more factories, going to have so much more production than on Fighting Spirit.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing with when I've played is that even if I don't deny the third for Terran, it is a lot easier to just deny their fourth, and you can just take the whole map as Protoss.
Yeah, but Fighting Spirit and Circuit Breakers, definitely good maps for Terrans. I think they're great. There's when I play them, I'm like, okay, yes, I got a good map for Terran. I don't ever think like, oh, well, I lost because I got this map. Whereas like on maps like Polaris or something, I kind of feel like I'm dead from the get-go almost.
Right. I guess every game on Polaris.
It's annoying to deal with. You can get proxy gated, you can get 12 Nexus. It's difficult, and then it goes late game Arbiter Carrier. Either one is amazing. That's a nightmare. But in this game, we actually have Swag Money going for another Gasless expand, and Wrench is going for another Cybernetics just standard build. And hopefully Swag Money repairs his bunker this time. I don't want to see it go down like on Sylphid.
Wrench gonna possibly lose his probe here. Oh, it's gonna get out. Okay.
Yeah, and that's tilting because now you have to worry about, okay, is a probe on the map? Is he proxying me? What's he doing? Like, it's actually really important to get this probe, or at least send your SCV back and see the probe came back. Because now, I mean, Wrench has kind of left it out in the open right now. Oh, please don't lose it. Please don't lose it.
No.
That was actually very key, because the chances that Protoss sends out another probe to proxy something is almost zero. So if I'm Swag Money right now, I just know that, hey, I'm getting 2-gated, it's probably mass goons, and that's fine, because you're going Gasless Expand, you're going to be building tanks, you're going to be building bunker. You're just perfectly fine.
So Wrench went for a 17-second gateway, which I guess he's going to go for a later expand. Actually, haven't seen this out a ton from Wrench.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, if it's not 10-15, it's usually like 10-15 or 28 or 21 next is the most common opening that we do.
Yeah, I think that this is just in response to him seeing the Gasless. I think going in, it was clear he was not 10-15ing. He was probably just going to expand, but now he saw the Gasless. He saw that the second depot went down for the gas. Before the gas for the Terran, that means their factory's even later. Now he can actually pressure the bunker, and this is exactly what you need to do versus Gasless expand, because if you don't, like, they have double command center pumping out SCVs constantly without repair. You're like, it's almost unwinnable for Protoss. And actually Wrench is going for a 1-base. We have 2-gate with the robotics, and Swag Money's playing this perfectly. He's going in at a great time to scout, and he's gonna see it.
Yeah, that's a nice move, putting his SCV over in the nook by the third base, and now gonna see everything. So the bunker is starting to get hit. He only pulled 2 SCVs again. Is he gonna lose this? Okay, there's 3. Still though, it's close.
Yeah, that was looking dangerous, but now Swag Money has seen the tech. The SCV's moving. He knows it's a robotics now. He literally just has to not die to these goons coming in. He's got to buy a little bit more time because his factory's just now getting the add-on. But if he can survive here, he's in a great spot.
He lost a Marine and a SEV in the main. So now the 4th and 5th goon from Wrench. What is he doing? Okay. He's taking bunker shots. Why are you doing this, Wrench? Okay. It's going to go down, sorta. He canceled the bunker there. Wrench just... I'm not sure what Wrench is trying to do here. Okay.
Yeah, I thought Wrench was going to go in and snipe SCVs, but maybe a misclick and was actually just keep attacking the bunker the whole time. But this is fine too. It's not like he took all... He did take quite a bit of damage on 2 of the Dragoons, but he's forced a lot of SCVs off. Oh, he's got to be careful. One of those goons really low.
Yeah, okay. This is tough because, like, with your goons, they're all stacked up. Once you get him out, it's kind of hard to get him back in, and you can lose some precious health on those goons. He's gonna try to line him up again here. Like, with the amount of goons he has here, this bunker should go down, but there's a second bunker down and a tank as well. So this could... Okay, Wrench needs to pull out of here. But Wrench should have gotten that bunker down if he was on his goons.
Yeah, but he at least made Terran pull like 8 SCVs there. That's an insane amount. And Wrench following up with a Nexus and also a Reaver. But the thing is that Swag Money saw the robotics and we didn't see a Nexus out. So I expect him to know that, hey, Reaver's probably coming and he's got his armory almost done. This is exactly what you need to do. And also the eBay.
Yeah, probably turrets before that Reaver's going to come in, so...
Yeah, Swag Money should start putting up a turret ring around his base. It will shut down the Reaver completely. And, of course, Wrench, this Reaver is still useful for Wrench just because he doesn't get into the main. Is not game-ending. He can still use it to stop pushes. So it's still okay for him. I would really like Wrench to put down another base because his Nexus is just finishing, and this command center has been running for like 3 or 4 minutes now.
And it looks like Wrench is actually going for like a Bulldog. He's got 4 gates. We'll see if he builds around Zealots or something. It's gonna be tough to do because his weak goons are so weak.
Yeah, he's got a lot of goons that makes Bulldog a possibility, but they're weak. You know, we have the Reaver. Kind of Reaver with a bomb is actually kind of hard to control because you don't necessarily want the Reaver right next to everything. Not with a Bulldog, at least. But, yeah, we'll have to see what he decides to go with. And Swag Money, he's just going into 3rd factory. He's going for his starport. It's looking exactly like what we saw last game. Yeah, 4th factory going down.
And also, Swag Money has 2 Goliaths there, so any sort of Bulldog probably not going to be effective. And that's not what he's going for, it looks like. He pumped out another round of goons, and he's got a probe. No, sorry, that's a shuttle. He needs to take a 3rd base soon. Or do something.
Yeah, Wrench needs to get a 3rd base. Swag Money's okay to stay on 2 base for a little longer, but he needs to start thinking about a 3rd base also. And yeah, I think that SCV's going to build. Nope, that's another turret. Now there is a little bit of an opening on the left side, and we've got speed. If it gets in here, it's going to kill a lot of SCVs.
Good speed
there
shuttle.
It goes.
How good is the reaction time for Swag Money? Not... Okay, that wasn't a great hit, though.
Oh!
Nicely done. And the second one, duds? Yeah, duds.
Oh, but 10 kills on the Reaver so far.
11. Needs to pick that up. Oh, no. Okay,
Yeah,
gets it.
can't afford to lose the Reaver. Uh-oh, now we're cutting. No, 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 no. No!
The last missile turret killed it. That's just so rough for Wrench.
Yeah, now it's not the end of the world. He did kill 10 SCVs. We still don't have the SCV. Okay, there's the SCV transfer. So, decent damage dealt, but Reavers are surprisingly expensive. 200 minerals, 100 gas, and you've also got to factor in the shuttle. Then you also have to factor in, the Scarabs. Surprisingly, it adds up to, 600, 700 minerals. So 10 SCVs, I think it's probably an even-ish trade.
Yeah, he had to get those 10 probes, losing that. But the thing with Reaver is that as Terran gets onto third base, you retain so much utility. It's so nice to have that Reaver for fights as well. You get some nice clump shots against vultures out on the map. It's just such a nice tool to have. So Wrench, that's unfortunate for him losing that. And Wrench is getting his third now. He's taking the 3 o'clock. And the thing with Wrench is he can probably get a fourth pretty fast if he takes 12 and 3.
Yeah, he needs to take that. It's not like Terran's going to attack. Well, I mean, as I say that, I'm looking at Terran's build. His build is actually set up to do an attack. So actually, I think Wrench needs to stay on 3 base for a while. He needs to defend this big attack. We don't want to have a scenario like Doc Holliday had versus that Goon Reaver, where he was building 2 hatcheries at the same time, and then boom, all of a sudden Goons and Reavers attacked and we had nothing. So Wrench has to be careful here because supplies are actually pretty close, and Swag Money has a lot of factories already put down.
Wrench is checking for that third.
Yeah, we have the third base going down for Swag Money. I think again well, last game I thought he was setting up to just get map control and then take a third base, but he ended up attacking. So we'll have to pay attention to what these tanks and vultures are trying to do. He's still, I don't know. The supplies, now it's kind of a little too high for him to attack. The Wrench is at 120 versus 90. Would probably get slammed if he tried to deny mid-right.
Wrench's pro production's been pretty nice as well, to point out. And the one thing, though, is his gate count's a little low. He's only on 6. Probably needs to get some more on soon.
Oh, I just saw this. Reavers at the Nat has 17 kills!
Oh my goodness.
Wiped out the whole SCV line. Oh. Okay, well, Swag Money, he either needs to go into ultra camp mode or he needs to just attack now, because if he does anything else, Protoss gonna have the whole map with full tech, with tons of stasis or carriers, and it's gonna be impossible for him to deal with that.
Wow, I did not see that Reaver coming at all.
Yeah, the delayed Reaver, no one expects it. That's why it's so deadly. I'm sure Artosis would have been having a heart attack.
See his face after that. Can only imagine.
Yeah. What is this?
This guy needs to uninstall right now.
Yeah. People in chat spamming Arto Protoss for sure. But that was a genius move from Wrench there, because Terran didn't expect that at all, and he wiped the entire line. And now, I actually think if Wrench uses this army like it goes in sync, I think he can just bust through right now. Okay, there he goes.
The Zealots and Goons, though, are definitely not on super hotkeys, but they're trickling in here. With a 50 supply lead, it might be enough, although no Zealots reach those tanks. Yeah, although a couple at the end there, stragglers. The Mind Drag's pretty nice, so he's gonna snipe some of these forward tanks, but he needs to pull back these Goons right now. He cannot fight any further.
Yeah, he's going for it. I think these Goons will wipe all of these tanks, but they're gonna trade army. No, they're not gonna wipe all the tanks.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter at this point. The supplies are 60 to 120. We're doubling supply from Terran. Terran does have his third base, but Wrench is in complete control.
Yeah, it's tough because when you have your Goons and your Zealots all in one hotkey, the fight cannot go your way because the Zealots will trickle in at weird times. Whereas if you have them all separate hotkeys, you can control more when the Zealots are coming in, when the Goons are, and pull back the Goons easier. So, but still a great fight for Wrench.
Yeah, he lost more than he should have, but he wiped the tank line. And that's, it takes a long time to build tanks. You don't instantly rebuild them like vultures. And now he has complete map control. If you're in this situation as a Protoss, you should be taking bases. Now, he did kill so many SCVs, he might feel like he can end the game. I don't necessarily disagree with that. But if you do throw away multiple armies and then all of a sudden Terran's on even bases to you, that's how Terran gets back into the game.
Yeah, Wrench has a probe positioned to take the 12, and he's also looks like he's going to try to deny this third. Wrench needs to get on his macro cycle. A lot of gates are idle here.
Uh-oh, that tank at the third, that blocks a second depot going down.
There is a shuttle
no.
here, though.
Yeah, so now we have the third base under siege, and there's one tank here. Like, one tank doesn't deal. Okay, we have a lot of tanks coming up, and we do have a pretty good SimCity here. Dragoon AI is bugging out. Zealots are all stacking on the ramp, and now a lot of tanks are sieged up. I think Ranch needs to turn around.
Yeah, this is not a great trade. Unsieged tanks are so strong. Getting on SCVs, though, it's nice. Like, Wrench is playing scrappy, but the problem is that he's banking 4k minerals, and all his gates were idle during that. Like, if he took that trade and he had his fourth and he had all his gates producing and he was building like 7 more gates, then sure. But I think that trade as it is, like, continuing to trade here, I don't think is a good idea.
Oh, that depot.
And
that was actually a critical depot because there were 4 zealots with decent health coming into that 3 tank count, and that would have wiped, I'm pretty sure. But I agree with you. We're just now getting the 4th base. We really should have had 4 or 5 base and a lot more gates. Money is floating quite a bit. Yeah, we got more gateways coming down from Wrench. But this is what I'm talking about, is you throw away multiple armies into the Terran. Now look, Terran has the 3rd base. Of course, it's not mining yet, but at least it exists. And supplies, remember, we were at 150 to 100 a minute ago. Now we're at 120 to 100. That's not terrible for Terran, especially when they have upgrades also going.
yeah, and Wrench adding on the gates. He's got his probes. He's going to be mining on 4th. The real thing is here is his Arbiter tech is way behind. So he doesn't really have an option, and now the supply lead is closing. Like, he's ahead 30, but the problem is he's going to lose a ton of probes here. So I don't like the way the Wrench played those last couple minutes. Swag Money has that 3rd up, and when Terran gets that 3rd, they can make a ton of units.
Yeah, and now Terran's tank count is actually pretty decent. He's moving out, but I don't think he can really move out. Like, nothing has gone well. Some of the attacks have gone well for him, but it's so scary to attack into this. Protoss has been on 3 base for such a long... Oh my god, these mine hits. Look at all the zealots. They're at half health already.
Yeah, this is not super clean from Wrench here. The army just kind of jumping around, and again, the goons and the zealots on St. Maki just really kills you. He's only had 40 supply here, so if Wrench can get a good angle, he can clear this army up. The problem is the way he's been playing, just piddling his army into swags, and now we have an angle, but the mine hits were great. Wow.
Oh, I'm a Terran player, and it even hurts.
Like, I don't know, like, the Wrench just... I feel so bad for Wrench, because I've been in this position like a billion times where you think you're ahead, and then you do pretty good in the beginning, but you just kind of... Well, okay, the game's not over yet, but it's not looking great because Wrench took some really bad trades.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to have a squad of zealots just sack themselves to clear out all the mines or something, and not lose multiple groups of zealots. But yeah, those mine hits were devastating. And I wish he still had that shuttle with the Reaver. That would have helped for sure. But Wrench is not out of it for sure.
Oh no, he's going in again. Stop, Wrench, no. Oh, it's suicide. Man.
But yeah, the issue here is that he hasn't really killed any of the tanks. The tank count stands strong.
Like, this is also a horrible angle to attack into. Like, diagonal, that means that the zealots have to walk a really long time to get to the tanks.
Yeah, and those zealots were so close to actually having a mine drag into the tank, but they didn't go off. And now all of a sudden we have even supplies with Terran having a mine and tank contain onto the Nat. If he even just moves 1 or 2 tanks to top middle, that will go down, and then we'll have 3 base versus 3 base.
Yeah, no Arbiter tech as well. Like, Arbiter should be out by now. at least
Yeah,
with enough mana for stasis or two.
Yeah, the Tribunal just went down now, so Arbiter Techs is lacking a little bit, and supplies are still even. Swag Money really macroing a lot better this game than on the Autobot game. We would like to see him take a 4th base too. He's got his main and Nat mined out. He really needs to get another base because he's only on 1 base essentially now. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Now top is under siege. We've got 2 tanks there.
It's bad, man.
This is the stranglehold that Protoss players hate to deal with, where there's just this huge mine tank contained. You can't break it. Meanwhile, this little task force of Terran just goes around the map killing all your expansions.
And vultures are free. And
yeah, vultures are free. Did you know the mine upgrade is 100 and then can like infinite mines?
Yeah. OP. Please nerf. Yeah, this is... See, Wrench, he would have been maxed by now if he didn't make all those trades before.
Yeah, we were floating about 5k a few minutes ago. Now we're only floating 2k, 5k, but now we've given up too much map position. Sure, Wrench is ahead in supply. Doesn't matter at this point. We've got free units in the mine that does splash damage, and now top middle's dead.
Yeah, Wrench, he needed to make something like attack before, because you can't lose that. Like, you can't just lose that third. I don't know. That's the problem though, is this once you're this wall of fighting spirit, like once the Terran's outside, you can't do anything to stop it. Honestly, his best bet probably right now is to break down those cannons and pylons at the third and try to sneak a counterattack. That's what I would do.
Yeah, he really does need to have some kind of flank ability. If he just runs through this bridge, he's just gonna get eaten alive. There's so many tanks, so many vultures, all set up here. If he literally has had no zealots drag into the mines. It's been really unfortunate. He's got double shuttle bomb right here. This could be what changes it. There's a lot of mines stacked up on top of this group of units right outside the bridges, the tanks and the vultures. If he gets 1 or 2 mines to just blow up on each other, that's a lot of Terran supply just down the drain immediately.
Yeah, this fight has to go well for Wrench because he's max now, but he can't really remax. He can make some, but with only 2k minerals and not mining a ton, not much he can do. He's got so many idle probes. It's brutal to see. There's actually a third up the top corner. Okay, Wrench is attacking, but the units are just...
Oh, the shuttle bomb! The shuttle bomb!
Okay, it's pretty good. It's attacking and clearing out some of the tanks at the back, kind of acting like stasis here. And the Zealots cleared some of the tanks at the front. But just goons here, so he probably will clean this up, but he's going to lose so many tanks here.
Yeah, all those tanks were in the front. They were not safely behind the mines like they were a minute ago. And now actually we have 3 or 4 tanks left over. Just now Vulture's coming into play to buffer this damage. But that was a great attack from Wrench. He really needed that. But again, we're only on 1 base. Okay, there's the killer unit that just came out. It's the Arbiter. He's here.
But it takes an eon and a half to get mana for Storm. And not Storm. It was Stasis or Recall.
Yeah, but Wrench has somehow gotten top left. And Swag Money scanned the natural at top left, but he's not scanned all of top left. He does not know that exists yet, but at the same time, Swag Money has taken bottom right. Okay, now Wrench's Swag Money is going to find top left. I hear stuff going down, but I don't know where it is.
Well, Wrench had to kill one of his gateways to get his goons out.
Wow, there's so many Dragoons right here.
Like, Wrench has to break this to get probes up to... Oh, it's been discovered. The gig is up for Wrench. Now he just makes those free vultures, sends them over there. GG, most likely. I mean...
Yeah, well, this Arbiter is out, and it's about 2 energy from having stasis. But Swag Money has a great spread. Yeah, this stasis, it got one, but it's basically useless.
The 1 tank stasis, not very effective.
Not very effective. So Wrench is going to have another great shuttle. Wow, quadruple shuttle. Oh, there's so many mines here.
Man, this is...
It's not unloading!
4 shuttles and like 2 Zealots made it. They were brave, but...
Oh, man. That was a big botch. Now mines are just killing everything. Tanks are oh, now he's got to turn her around. I don't think Wrench is gonna stay in here much longer.
He's got a lot of probes. I mean, there's so many probes still idle, but man.
Yeah, Wrench is on a timer. I mean, well, the timer's already up. Like, look at mid-right. We're not mining in 30 seconds. So this is it. These last 1,000 or so minerals. That's all he's got.
Swag Money, his macro's been better than last game, or at least the game on Autobahn. So yeah, that was last game, but
He's got a sick contain going on. His mine placement has been great. His tank placements most of the time have been way behind the minerals. It's exactly what you want to do. And finally, Wrench Money has gone for that flank on the right side, but he's running into mines. Swag Money's got mines everywhere.
so Wrench is busted out, but it's the counterattack is a little bit late, and it's a half a control group unit, so.
Yeah, at least Wrench is out on the map now. He can potentially flank now. He can potentially stop reinforcements. The issue now is we're not mining. We are down in supply now. And now he's trying to counterattack. There's actually nothing here, and there is an opening. This could deal some damage.
Wrench needs to start the Archon production. Like, this is the standard noob Protoss, like, not noob, but you know, when you're basically lost, you have tons of gas, so just make like 20 Archons.
Yeah, Archons in the Terran vs Protoss matchup, not the best unit to build, but when you are starved out like this, you know, 600 minerals, it goes a long ways. It's all of a sudden 6 Archons, and those are at least tanky. They avoid mines, at least.
So these 3 goons made it into the third base of Swag Money. So, and they're getting some probe kills, but the SCVs, wow, with how tanky the SCVs are, just shut those goons down.
Yeah, well, okay. There's the Archons from Wrench, like you were saying. But now we don't even have enough money to put down a Nexus, so Wrench, everything has got to go now. Probes, everything. We don't have the money to do anything else. We got to go. Every second he waits, it just makes it even harder to get up.
Oh,
and even EMP!
That's the butter on the biscuit.
That's the butter on the biscuit. Yes, I agree. I think that is the end of Mr. Wrench. He's going to come down now. There are not triggered mines, but this is like a meat grind. There go the probes!
The charge of the probes. Not going to make it past that ramp. Oh, someone going to bust out, get some damage on that vulture. 20 probes for 3/4 of the vulture HP.
That's balanced, I think.
If those were SCVs, they would have killed all those vultures. SCVs are
probably
overpowered. And all the Archons are there at the third.
Yeah, and he even has enough energy for EMP. Oh, nothing going right for Wrench. Now he's trying to go back the other direction, but the Swag Money didn't even move his army for that. So there's no way out.
I really do think Wrench could have won this game. It was his game to lose, I think. There's just a lot of things went wrong, you know, being a little bit too aggressive. Early on, well, his aggression was good. The thing is, though, his multitasking behind it wasn't as good, and when it came down to it, the Terran was a little bit better, and was able to push out. And you know, like once the Terran gets some sort of a stranglehold, then the game will slowly go in Terran's favor. So I don't know if Nyoken, you want to give any of these players like a piece, like one thing they could improve on.
So what tier is this?
This is tier 2.
Okay, well, in general, with lower level players, I don't know what, you know, MMR you are, but just in general, when I recommend or what I recommend to lower level is Wrench for sure could have won the game by attacking and macroing better. But in general, I think the game is so fast that you can win purely just by macroing. You don't necessarily have to attack constantly. Just hit your build, get to 200, and then go. You don't have to worry about doing Reaver harass. You know, the other guy is going to mess up also building depots, doing whatever. If you can just hit your build, that's literally all you have to pay attention to. Leave Dragoons in key positions. It's difficult for Terran to attack into Dragoons because your army is mostly, you know, Vultures. They deal decent damage to Dragoons, but Dragoons are pretty much, you know, the counter to Vultures. So my recommendation to just lower level is just play passive. Just hit your build. You don't have to do anything fancy. Wrench was playing well with his aggression, but like you said, he was floating 5k. Imagine if we had 20 zealots, you know,
Right, yeah.
in his attack. That's only 2,000 minerals. It's not even the full bank. He would have wiped the floor with swag money.
Yeah. It's true. I think, Wrench, I feel for you, man. I've been in that position a ton of times, Protoss, where you think you're winning so you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You get a little bit too overconfident, and then the game just goes out of hand. So, better luck next time, man. And, well done, Rem.